The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
It's Q101. Let's go.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the morning crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
And it's Friday.
I created a monster, cause nobody wants to see Marshall no more. They want shady, I'm chopped liver. Well, if you want shady, this is what I'll give you. A little bit of weed mixed with some hard liquor, some vodka that'll jumpstart my heart quicker than a shock when I get shocked at the hospital by the doctor when I'm not cooperating. When I'm rocking the table while he's operating. Hey! You waited this long to stop debating, cause I'm back, I'm on the rag and ovulating. I know that you got a job, Miss Cheney, but your husband's heart problem's complicating. So the FCC won't let me be, or let me be me, so let me see. They try to shut me down on MTV, but it feels so empty without me.
Let's go. It is 6:04. It is 39 degrees outside. It's Friday. We're going to get you a little bit closer, 4 hours closer to the weekend. Maybe some of you already started it. God bless. Salute. Because some of our overnight people, when I always check in on Facebook, sometimes they say Thursday, like their shift ends, and then the weekend starts for them already when we start.
They say Thursday's the new Friday?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. That's what I used to say in college, because Thursday night was the best bar night in college at Bowling Green State University to go out drinking, because it made you feel like the next day you're hungover in class, so you looked cool. You looked cool. And you're like, hey, man, I started my weekend Thursday. I almost said a bad word. I almost said a bad word.
Wow.
Yeah. I reverted back to 18-year-old sludge.
You did. That was like a different person. It's like you shed your skin.
Yeah. I used to love getting loaded on Thursday nights.
You should bring that back.
I got daycare. I got a baby I'm feeding milk to.
That should be your thing. Harper goes to bed at 7. From 7 to 9 on Thursdays, you should be drinking a lot, and it should affect your performance on Friday.
I can go Facebook Live and start drinking at home. I mean, what I watched last night, I could just drink. Would you guys watch me drinking and watching TV on Thursday nights on Facebook Live? Now, I'm not going to do it for 25 people there.
No, you need triple digits.
I need quadruple. I need at least 1,000 people. 1,000 people watch it.
To watch you drink beer and do uninspired commentary to the movie Armageddon.
That's exactly what happened last night. Let's see. The other night, The Fugitive was on 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, you changed the samples, didn't you? Provasic. That would be one.
Brian's done that monologue 10 times, by the way, in the last 2 days.
Yeah, the last couple nights has been weird because I can't watch The Bear unless I'm going to finish it up with Megan, my wife, and I go to bed a little earlier, so we promised to watch The Bear on weekends, and we're going to finish up. Actually, she's going out of town this weekend, so I got to catch up on Curb Your Enthusiasm because she doesn't really care for that. So The Bear I have to save for when she's home. So then I ended up watching World War Z, The Fugitive, Armageddon. Like, they're all on, like, Paramount or TNT.
That's what I'm trying to figure out is, like, do you have a Turner Classic Movie channel I don't know about?
Those are not Turner Classic movies.
Oh, The Fugitive is.
Nah, those are for more black and white Turner Classic movies.
Do you have a Western? We both have YouTube TV, but do you have, like, a Westerns channel?
I think
My dad got really into a Westerns channel last year. Now, every time I come home, he's watching a movie from the 60s.
Oh.
It's very odd.
Some kind of spaghetti Western of Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
Yes, good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, we got a good start here. 6:07.
A lot of people saying they'd watch you drink beer on Facebook Live.
Okay, it's got to be 1,000. Otherwise, I'm not doing it. I can't. I have 1,000 people watch me drink on Facebook Live and say, why did they actually send drillers to space to destroy the asteroid and teach them how to be astronauts instead of teaching the astronauts how to drill?
What?
Well, you didn't see the movie, so you don't know. See, this is what I'm dealing with, people. Case hasn't seen Armageddon.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, there you go.
I thought you were talking about Apollo 13, but I didn't remember that scene.
Have you seen that?
I love Apollo 13.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
We landed on the moon yesterday.
Plymouth Rock landed on us.
So yesterday, this private company through NASA put something on the moon the first time in 50 years. And I got to find the audio. One guy is clapping like in the control room going... Whereas when we did it before, it was this symphony of people going crazy because it was an accomplishment 50 years ago. And I don't understand why we're not living on the moon by now. I'm a science guy. I'm a nerd for space. And I don't understand why we really stopped and we worried about Mars and we still haven't been there except for robots. Like, what a waste. We got to the moon 50 some years ago. And we just said, all right, we've been to the moon. We should have bars up there. I can drink up there on Facebook Live. That's what we should be doing in 2024.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
All right, so remember, Pearl Jam tickets coming up. First chance in an hour, actually less than that. Make sure you're here at 7:10 because get you on the phones to compete against Al Roker Jr., who's here now.
Yay.
On his last day of the week here. It's kind of sad, but we'll have you back. We'll have him back for more fill-ins here during Kenzie's maternity leave. And he brought donuts from the Donut Den in Joliet. Oh, you know how to butter up a guy.
No, thank you.
And I'm not supposed to have a donut. Case doesn't let me eat anything until 9 o'clock because I have this schedule of egg whites, protein shake, trail mix, a meat stick throughout the entire show. And if I mess it up with food, I don't know what's going to happen.
You may be asleep at 8 a.m.
That's kind of my fear.
Yeah, so then I'm going to need a Red Bull, and then that's going to mess everything up. I'm just saying, today's show could get weird. Because this cinnamon donut from the Donut Den is the best I've ever had. It's unbelievable. Also, so those Pearl Jam tickets, not just at 7:10, but at 8. So make sure you're here for that for Wrigley Field. They go on sale today. This is it. The last chance to get in before you can buy them, and it's exciting. Also, another little programming moment. I threw out a lot in the first break, Roker.
That's all right. There's a lot going on today.
And that's before I had the donut. I'm a space nerd, and we landed on the moon yesterday. Well, this private company, the first time ever landing on the moon. For me, I've been pissed off since we went to the moon. We're not living there by now.
It's been a while.
We abandoned the whole thing.
Yeah.
50 years ago, we landed on the moon. It's the greatest accomplishment mankind has ever done. And then we go, all right, the moon's okay, whatever, blah, blah, blah. We beat the Russians. We got to the moon before them. Like Chef Sean pointed out, it was a space race back then, and they just didn't care anymore. But here was the excitement when this robot satellite thingy landed on the moon yesterday. And if you remember when we landed on the moon, can't find that audio. But
Of us landing on the moon?
it was like 85 Bears in the Super Bowl, volume level.
I think it was more like the Beatles. It was a big deal.
This is what happened yesterday.
Which is what we can confirm, without a doubt, is our equipment is on the surface of the moon, and we are transmitting. So, congratulations, IM team. We'll see how much more we can get from that.
Spattering.
And the one guy went, are we supposed to clap?
It's like slow clap.
I don't know. It's not an accomplishment. And I thought by now, I dreamed as a little kid that we'd be living on the moon. Once I found out we actually landed on the moon, I was like, whoa. So we got to be living on there by the time year 2000 comes around. And now it's 2024, and we're proud of ourselves because we landed a drone on the moon.
Okay, this is my question about living on the moon.
Yeah.
And I don't fully understand it, so help me explain it, because you love space and you know a lot about space. You know how we're in the Earth? Like, when you...
This is that
We both looked at each other going, oh, boy.
This is that Columbia College education.
Oh, yeah, I remember that class. You know how we're in the Earth?
Did you smoke some weed today?
No, just hear me out. I've never understood this. I want to see if you can explain this to me.
Okay.
Let's say we're on the moon, right?
Right.
We're on the moon.
Yeah.
We fly back into the Earth. Why aren't we in the moon?
What the heck is
I
he
think
talking
he is
about?
high. I didn't actually give you the one with the edible. Did I? The donut with the edible in it? Because that was supposed to be mine.
I thought I was going to get stupid when I ate the cinnamon donut.
Do you understand what I'm asking?
Not even close.
No.
Okay. I just feel like when they landed on the moon in 1969, right?
Yeah.
They like
Allegedly.
allegedly when they green screened it, they like parked on top of it.
Right.
We don't do that here. We like are inside of the planet.
What are you talking about? We're
What
on
do
the
you
Earth.
mean?
But no, to fly back into the Earth, you need to break the atmosphere and cut through, right?
Yes, there's an
Yes.
atmosphere above the Earth.
Is there not an
Yes.
atmosphere on the moon?
Very, very little. There is some, but not even close to what we have here, so there's no gravity.
That is the question.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
is there an atmospheric barrier that you have to break through to land on the moon like there is when you're re-entering into the Earth's atmosphere?
Thanks for explaining it, Rutger.
I went to Kenwood with R. Kelly.
Yes. I mean, no, there's no atmosphere on the moon like there is here. So
Okay.
you can't walk around, you can't breathe. That's why you see them in suits.
Okay. All I wanted to know. God.
That's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. So, Case, you understand the moon landing yet or no? Where are you at here?
I mean, I understand it more than I did, but I wouldn't say I understand it.
This is.
He sounded a little Forrest Gumpy there.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
I now understand more, but I don't understand what it is.
My mama didn't care about my education.
His mama sure did care about his schooling. What a lot of twists and turns in that Forrest Gump movie. You know what I mean?
They really throw you a few curveballs, don't they?
Oh, boy. All right, so it's 6:26. Reminder, 45 minutes away at 7:10. Well, those Pearl Jam tickets. And at 8, we'll have Pearl Jam tickets, too. So stay here with us. In the meantime, it's a fact. I want to do so much more moon stuff. But really, I think we've covered it all with Case and how he did it. But a fact that makes your brain go boom, which has nothing to do with space or science. It has to do with Kevin Hart, the comedian.
Oh, boy.
We've talked about writers, which a writer is something that an artist demands, or I wouldn't say demand like pounding their fist like I need this, but it's saying if we're going to do the show.
It's a condition.
Yeah, you have
Conditions.
You have to provide these things for us if we're going to play your show or a comedian or whatever they're going to show up as. Like, for example, which is a really weird one, Roker, when Pierce the Veil did our show at the Cubby Bear, they demanded panini machines.
Yeah, panini press.
A panini press to make panini sandwiches.
Not
Interesting.
already made paninis. They just
They
needed
just want the machine.
The press. The band that's coming to the lounge today at noon, Military Gun.
Yeah.
They request on every rider grape Uncrustables. The frozen peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Of course.
8 to 10 of those at every venue. They have to have those.
And many bands will say, if we don't have all this, we're not going to play.
We're walking.
Yeah. Getting back to the panini machine, isn't that weird? Isn't that weird, Roger?
I think that's very weird, but I kind of like it.
Well, they didn't order panini sandwiches.
No, they want to make their own.
But they didn't order the accoutrement, all the ingredients of a panini sandwich. I don't know what they do with the panini maker, the panini press. And they're great guys. We love them.
Love them.
But I wanted to ask him afterward, what'd you do with the panini press? Is it some weird groupie thing I don't know about? I have no idea. So getting back to the fact here is going to make your brain go. It's what Kevin Hart, the comedian, demands in his rider, and he won't perform unless he gets this. And this is something I've looked at a lot of riders. I've heard a lot of crazy things. I've never heard of this one before.
Okay.
This is nuts. So we'll give you that one in about 5 minutes, what Kevin Hart has on his rider to perform.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Well, time for a fact that makes your brain just go. We just talked about riders, and what they are is a contract that a band or a comedian makes with the venue they're coming to say, I need these things before I will perform. There's a legendary one, of course, my favorite band of all time, Van Halen, that said they want all
the M&Ms?
Yeah, the brown M&Ms removed from all of the. They wanted a lot of M&Ms, but they had to be removed. And the reason they said they did it is because they said if they took care of that detail, then the other stuff like the PA gear and stuff, they knew that was taken care of.
That was going to be taken care of. So that makes sense.
But they were testing people, but also and messing with people. There's been some legendary ones. I like what Prince used to do. Prince said, all items in my dressing room must be covered in clear plastic until I arrive. As an OCD germaphobe, I love that.
Yeah, but that's like grandma vibes. That's like a grandma who wraps her couch in plastic.
I know, but you ever sit on a couch that's new the first time and just sit in there and the smell and it's all good?
I don't know that new couch smell.
Yeah.
Well, you don't.
Sorry, my broke ass spoke up.
Yeah, you won't for a long time.
I know.
So the writer demand of Kevin Hart, I've never heard of anything like this before. I don't even know how it's possible. So Kevin Hart, the comedian, says, under no circumstances are vehicles to be allowed to encounter any delays on the way to the venue due to traffic. Further, police escorts must be arranged in order to facilitate artist vehicles' arrival to and departure of the venue. Now, I don't think if there's any police officers out there that just a person like that can demand a police escort.
A police escort, yeah.
Presidents.
The motorcade, basically.
Yeah. I've never seen Kevin. I haven't seen Kevin Hart at like the United Center or whatever. I know he played there last time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's played the United Center. How would he get to the United Center from, say, O'Hare?
Right. With a police escort.
Right, for a 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. show, right? Because that would be rush hour.
Yeah. Impossible.
And you can't close down the Kennedy and the
No.
Eisenhower and...
But maybe they did, and there was major traffic jams that day, and that's what caused it. I don't know if everybody remembers that last show that Kevin Hart did at United Center, but it says he has to have that to perform.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it weird that I thought you could just pay for a police escort? I thought like $800 would get you that.
Sure. That's weird. No, that is
Okay,
weird. That's
all right.
impossible.
I've never thought about how to get a police escort before.
Yeah. If it was $800, I'd get one.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like to
Because that's about what an Uber costs now.
I mean, I live a mile from the Aragon. I would still get a police escort to the Aragon for Twisted Christmas if it was $800. Because it's so screwy. The Lawrence just backs up to Lakeshore Drive. It's terrible. So yeah, I think that's pretty fascinating that he did that, and he does that. But again, I don't know. I've never seen it, and I've seen him a couple times, but I did not see the last show at the United Center. So I don't know. But there you go. Kevin Hart wants that to perform.
I like being in that mindset where you're like, this is what I need now. Because I can't comprehend that ego of like, I'm going to not allow traffic wherever I go.
Yeah.
That's one step away from just being God.
Like you would want a 12-pack of Mountain Dew would make you super happy.
I'm a simple guy.
Yeah.
So the rest of the time, the rest of his life,
Right.
other than when he's performing,
Yeah.
he doesn't have a problem with traffic. Right? But he can't have any traffic when he's going to perform.
Right. Because it must have ruined his vibe.
I guess so.
He's not going to be funny, you know?
I can't perform with all this traffic.
Oh, my God. He's not even driving.
No.
I think it's fun to sit in a limo, like in traffic, the few times that's happened to me, because you're in a limo.
Every time I'm in a limo, I have one rule only, and that's I have to stop by the drive-thru at a White Castle. Every time I'm in a limo.
So people see you in it?
Yep. So they're just going, "What the hell?" Like, you know, it's like, you should see the looks when a limo pulls in the White Castle at 2 a.m.
That's my birthday present to Roker. I got it done. There we go.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Al Roker Jr. here filling in for Kenzie while she's on maternity leave. And less than a half hour away, 7:10 is that first chance at Pearl Jam tickets before you can buy them today at noon for Wrigley Field. That'll be in Clash with Kenzie by trivia. You have to beat Roker. We're not just caving in and just giving them if you lose just because you're nice, because we know you're nice. Everybody here listening is nice. We have nice listeners. But
nice won't do it.
Not today.
Yeah.
Not today. So,
maximum effort.
So 8 o'clock, we'll also have another pair just to listen and win that way very easily. So just put those in your phone right now, those times. And, you know, listen, we've got to look back a little bit before we can go forward. Something very sad happening in Chicago. Pour one out again for something leaving Chicago. This is terrible for the people in the northwest area of our listeners, and Dundee, let's say, or even Elgin, and then anybody just in that region that would go to the Spring Hill Mall. It is set to close permanently next month, March 22nd. The company said they're proud to have served the Dundee community for over the past 40 years. This mall is going down. Now, I don't know if it's they said closed permanently, so I don't go up there. It's far from where I live, so I don't know if it's kind of been half closed.
You have to assume it's half closed. You wonder what they used to have, you know, they call them anchor stores.
Yes.
Right? So there'd be like a Sears on one side and then a Montgomery Ward on the other and a JCPenney over here.
Yeah.
I wonder what the anchor store at the Spring Hill Mall is in 2024.
I'm looking at the directory right now. I don't think they got
see
one.
much.
Just
you are here and you are alone.
What is the biggest store you recognize? Or, what's the biggest store?
You know what's crazy? They say they have a Home Depot in this mall.
Wow.
That's odd, right?
So that's going to close?
The Home Depot is going to close. The Red Lobster is going to close.
Wow.
The
I know there's a
Olive
Sbarro
Garden.
in there, right? Got to be a Sbarro.
Is there? There's a Panera. There's a Taco Bell. There's, that's why the mall's closing. There's no Sbarro. That would have kept the business afloat.
Did you say there's an Olive Garden in the mall?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I know. I had the same thought.
Why aren't they thriving? Wow.
I think the problem is once you get past the chain restaurants, the rest of the selections are a little limited. Of course, there's a Hot Topic. There's a Hibbett Sports in there. But it's the directory's pretty thin at this point.
Well, it says JCPenney left in 2011. And then Carson Perry Scott, they were like one of those anchor stores. They were gone in 2018, and then Macy's in 2020.
Wow.
So they lost all those kind of anchor stores you're talking about, Roker. There's a theater there. That's sad. They'll probably go away. They remained open despite the other closings around it. Yeah.
What about the little kiosks where you get the gold by the foot, the chains by the foot? And
Man, those people are aggressive. I mean, I stopped one time and the guy started pouring the exfoliating stuff on my hands.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't like this at all. And he's telling me how amazing I'm going to look. My hands are going to look. And I said, I don't need this. And I bought some because he was I got to get away from him.
Well, that's why
Mission
they're aggressive.
accomplished.
They
Yep.
see a sucker like you, they go, I'm going to make my commission right here.
Oh, yeah. They saw me coming. But again, it sounds like very sad. But again, we just sat in the room here during that song and said, when's the last time we went to the mall? And we always talk about Water Tower. It's like The Walking Dead and the Water Tower place that used to be like a nightclub.
Amazing.
It
Yeah,
was so
it was
good
amazing.
there. And the Macy's at 7 floors gone. And Case was, of course, famously the manager of the Lids in that place.
I was an assistant manager at the locker room by Lids on the 7th floor of Water Tower Place. Whenever you're in there, think of me. It's a good time. I really enjoyed that store. And, I stopped working there in 2019. And every time I've gone back to the Water Tower since, I go, this place used to be a lot better. Even when I was there, it was 2019. It's not like malls were thriving.
Yeah.
But, man, that de-escalation happened fast.
Well, over Christmas break, we had some time off, and Megan and I said, let's go to Old Orchard Mall. My brother lives up in Glenview, so I've been to that mall a bunch of times.
Yeah,
and
that was the last mall I was at.
And I said, let's go up there. And the minute I got there, I said, oh, boy, I want to go. And
It was your idea to go, wasn't it?
My idea. First off, it was cold. That's an outdoor mall.
it's an outdoor mall, which people I don't think realize if you've never been there before.
Yeah, but I'm Chicago tough. I thought I could handle it. I had my shorts and hockey jersey on, my Chelios jersey. Yeah. But then I started just going like, I don't want to go in any of these stores. I don't. And then I can just go on Amazon. Just like that's why malls are dying. And I can sit on my couch and shop as opposed to there.
And you don't need your ears pierced or anything. So
No, I don't need that. I don't need a charger for my phone. And then the idea of buying clothes is so cool to me. Like I want clothes to go in Abercrombie, and I just look, that's not going to fit. I go to Eddie Bauer, that's not going to fit.
you're like, where's the Chess King?
And then Spencer's aren't even there anymore. If I want to go one place like Spencer Gifts, I didn't see one there. Remember Spencer with the lava
absolutely,
lamps,
absolutely.
the black light posters, the lighter that would shock you. There's a gag lighter.
Malls used to be fun.
Yeah.
You just go to the mall just to go to the mall.
Yeah.
Like to just pick up chicks and
Yeah,
stuff,
to hang.
right?
Yeah, there was no dating apps.
I can't imagine going to the mall to pick up a chick. That seems like a real foreign concept to me.
We just do that all the time.
Well, I can say this. I never picked up a chick at the mall, but I saw people do it, and I thought it was really amazing. And I said, maybe if I sit here at Sbarro eating a piece of pizza, maybe someone will actually talk to me. No one did, but I saw all this stuff happen, and I just thought it was cool.
Yeah, but think about that now. If somebody approached you at a mall and they weren't at a kiosk, you'd be terrified.
Holy cow. Yeah, there's top of the water tower. Isn't there that sports museum?
There is.
Yeah, well, is the Harry Carey still there?
I think it
as
is.
far as I know, the Harry Carey's is there, and if you eat at Harry Carey's,
That's part of the museum is part of Harry Carey's.
Yeah,
yes.
you get free entry into the Chicago Sports Museum if you eat at Harry Carey's.
312 checked in. Spring Hill Mall is where I had my first ever cheese fries.
What memories.
Memories, yeah, right. Oh, my God.
From Great Steak and Potato Company. Great place.
That's another classic food court mall food court restaurant.
Oh, you're just talking dirty to me
Great
now,
steak
man.
and fry.
Great steak. Oh, man. And
I do have to issue a correction. Many people have let us know the Home Depot and the Olive Garden and the Red Lobster are not in the actual mall. They are in the surrounding areas. I would like to clarify that the Spring Hill Mall directory lists those as businesses in the mall.
Well, they had to.
Yeah, maybe to entice
they had
people.
to.
look, we got a Home Depot.
Oh, we got a gas station.
So also, Deborah checked in from Carroll Stream. Spring Hill has been half closed, like I said, for a long time because the store's been pulling out the last few years. It's definitely time for this place to go. And the Home Depot, again, is next to the mall. More people reporting. They really wanted to report that the Home Depot's not going anywhere in Dundee
Thank
if you live out
goodness,
that
by the
way.
I'm so glad.
Yeah. It's sad, but again, I'm the problem. I'm not going to the mall anymore, and I used to love it. I want to be nostalgic and do it, like you said, but I'm not going to pick up a girl there. I'm married now with a kid, so it's not going to happen.
I hope not.
I hope terrible news for Megan. All right, we are just after 7 o'clock. We got sports coming up, and then those Pearl Jam tickets, Wrigley Field on the way.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.